Good morning. Thank you for joining the Greater New Haven Senior Community Partners Program. I'm Matthew Peterson. I'm the owner of Home Watch Caregivers of New Haven, who's helped sponsor the program. And very happy to be joined today by Marcie Dimenstein, who runs Elder Pathways. Marcie is a care manager and also a social worker. So she works with elderly people and their families across a variety of different needs. Marcie is a tremendous resource for people in the community. And with that, I will let Marcie tell you about herself. Okay, Marcie.
Well, thank you for having me, Matthew. I am, as Matthew said, I'm a professional caregiver. I'm a professional I am an aging life care coordinator, so that's what used to be called a geriatric care manager. And I work with people who have either disabilities or are elderly and help them to find what will make them happy. It may be that they need a place to live. It may be that they need more care at home. It may be that they need to figure out who is in their circle to support them. And there's also assisted living and nursing homes and other options that people need to look at as they age. So that's what I do. I take what the family presents or the elder presents to me as their problems or issues, and I work with them to solve it. And my mission is always to bring joy back into their lives.
One of the things that I've learned in this business and just seen in my own personal life is most people tend to wait too long to begin to think about services for themselves or for a family member, whether it's home care services or assisted living services or services like yours. If you're asking yourself, do I need to do X? The answer is probably yes. So what are the warning signs, or what are the things that people should be looking for, again, for themselves or for their family members, that should make them trigger and say, I need to bring in professional help here?
Well, for the first most obvious is if that question comes up. All of us provide a conversation for free. It is free to talk to me. You can book a half-hour discussion with me to figure out if it's right or not, what kinds of things I provide. And so that's the most easy. But other ones, now the holidays are coming, and I know they're different than they ever have been for people, but often the holidays are a time that we see that our loved one has either stains on her shirt, and she's always been immaculate, or he's either heavier or lighter than expected, or they tell the same story 3 and 4 times in 15 minutes. So all of those things could be signs that if they're living alone, they probably need some help, or at least to assess what they need. So that's true for me, for home care and other things.
And one of the things that always seems to come up, and it's something I try to talk to some of my clients about, is really that a lot of, I think, both of our businesses is truly caring for the whole family. There may be a person's name on the contract and insurance, but it seems to me a lot of times it's the whole family dynamic that needs help as well, right?
Yeah, this is really, that's what helps about being a clinical social worker, that I work with families, I work with the whole system. Often it is a daughter who is caregiving for the father or for the mother, and she needs support. So I also do psychotherapy for people who need that. It helps to assess what's going on in the whole family. Sometimes it's a grandchild who does the caretaking, and that person needs the help. So, they say that, everything is a community disease. So COVID certainly is how we're all affected by it. And as we age, we don't age alone. That's important. But you know what? There are some people who do age alone. And those people also find themselves scared and nervous about getting older. Those people are 50 to 60 to 70, and they go, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm all alone. Yeah, I have some good friends, but I just don't know about all the pieces. I don't know who's going to do it. So I have a service that is a proactive planning service for those folks, that to sit down with them, to talk about what's going on, to potentially be their power of attorney if needed, but to plan, to figure out what the paperwork is, to figure out what needs to be in place, to come up with a notebook so someone can come in and manage for them as they get older. So people can.
So I know a lot of people are not familiar with the concept of a care manager. I confess I really was not familiar with them until I think you were the first person I ever spoke to. I now know a few, but there's not that many. It's a small field. And the people who do know of you and your service tend to think about you help people find home care agencies like mine, and help find assisted living facilities or nursing homes or other sorts of, but you really do a lot more than that. It's not simply a placement. You really take people to a wide range of services.
Yes, so I do everything for some clients I do consulting. I just work with people and say, well, it sounds like this is what you need to do next. I do a Zoom call with all the family members, and we talk and we say, oh, well, that's working well, but this needs something. And, oh, the home care agency isn't working. Well, let's find you a new home care agency. Or do we want assisted living, or what do we want? What do we need? For people who have no one, I have a client who has a power of attorney who is an attorney. And so she's been in the hospital. I found her in assisted living. I worked with her attorney to get all of her banking straightened out. I worked with an organizer to help her move with enough of the things that she wanted. And she's in the hospital and getting dialysis now. So I've been in touch with her on a daily basis. So really it depends on what's needed. And I can provide any of those things. It's sort of it's a concierge service.
I mean, you do a lot. I know a lot of people, again, need your service. They don't even know that services like yours exist, and there are not many people who provide it. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
I'm at 203-710-0500, but you can reach me at my webpage at elderpathways.com. That's probably, that one will stick with you a little bit, and that's elderpathways.com.
And all that information will be below us on the YouTube. Thank you very much. I know you provide such a good resource for the community. And thank everyone for watching this. Again, I'm Marcie Peterson. I own Home Watch Caregivers of New Haven. We're a home health care company that works throughout the area, and really just try to, just like Marcie, we try to do more than just kind of the simple job description and help people what they need, give them what they need, and not just think about home care, but I like to say our mission is to keep people safe and comfortable wherever it is that they're choosing to live. You can get more information about me at www.homewatchcaregivers.com/New Haven, or give me a call directly at 203-646-8855. Thank you very much for watching. Marcie, thank you very much for participating. And I look forward to talking to everyone soon. Take care.